and we hope everyone in this room and get your colleagues to apply. As many people from UKM apply so that we get a better chance of getting. I had lunch with Mr. Shizuka and 8 letters from USM. 7. Yeah. So many researchers from USM received the grant last year. So this year we will try and beat them by UKM researchers applying for the same grant. So now I'd like to welcome Mr. Shizuka to present the talk.
Terima kasih. Good afternoon and konnichiwa. Thank you for your coming to this presentation. It is my honor to be here, and it is my pleasure also to present our grant programs. This is the agenda of today. I have 3 memory agendas. First, to whom does not know about ourselves, I would like to introduce ourselves first. Then I would like to introduce our grant programs. We have 5 grant programs. And also, I would like to talk about the grant for Japan-related research project, which I'm responsible for. It takes about 30 minutes, then I would like to take your question later on. The foundation of Sumitomo Group. Sumitomo Group has the origin of the Sumitomo Group enterprise goes back to the latter of the 17th century when its company refined business started in Kyoto, then the capital of Japan. In 1691, Kobayashi Sumitomo, the fourth founder, obtained the concession of the Beshi Kappan mine in Shikoku Island from the Tokugawa shogunate, which is the actual foundation of the Sumitomo Group. I understand that it is almost same age as Johor Sultanate in Malay. Kingdom of Johor Sultanate is almost same age as Tokugawa shogunate. The establishment of the Sumitomo Foundation. The Sumitomo Foundation was established by the 20 Sumitomo Group companies in September 1991 in commemoration of the 300th anniversary of Beshi Kappan mine. These are 20 Sumitomo Group companies established Sumitomo Foundation. As she told you, I still belong to NEC Corporation, ICT company. Thanks to NEC, my payment is still coming from here. But I'm working for Sumitomo Foundation, which is a non-profit organization. The selection of the applications will be made by the Foundation Selection Committee, made up of 30% high academic standings. So in another word, we, Sumitomo Foundation, does not make a selection, but these people with high academic standings make selections. There are 2 stages. First stage, we have 10 people working for these selections. I cannot tell you who, because some of you know him or her, so it's secret, but there is one person working for Malaysia. Okay? This person makes orders of your applications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, group A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, group B, and C, D. Let's see, then the second stage, there are 2 people looking all over the applications coming from every Asian countries. So they make second, which is actually final decisions, selections. Then the Foundation's Board of Directors will approve the grant based on these committees' recommendations. That will be March of next year. The mission, we have been trying to contribute the betterment of human society through conducting 5 grant programs. They are, first, grant for Japan-related research project, which I'm responsible for. We can apply in English or Japanese. Second, grant for project for the protection, preservation, and restoration of cultural property outside of Japan. You can apply in English or Japanese. Third, same thing for as second one, but for domestic Japan only. Fourth, grant for environmental research project. Fifth, for basic science research project. Since our background is Kappa Mine, we do pay attention for these research areas as well. This chart shows outline of 5 grant programs. Japan-related application period September 1st, October 31st, 2 months. Culture worldwide, October 1st to November 30th. Environmental basic science have been closed June 30th for fiscal year 2015 programs. This chart shows past our history. We have started from 1991, but in this chart we show from 2002 to last year, 2014. Last year, we have spent 448 million Japanese yen for 297 projects. Understand 1 ringgit is almost equivalent to 30 yen. Talking about the Japan related, we have spent 60 million yen for 83 projects last year. So 60 is about 2 million ringgit. So we spent 2 million ringgit to 83 projects for Japan-related program last year. This chart shows outline of Japan-related research projects. Purpose of program. The program aims at enhancing mutual understanding between Asian countries and Japan through promoting your research project in any field, including social sciences or humanity that is somehow related to Japan. We don't say here natural science, but of course natural science is included. So anything. Eligible project for applications. Any research project to be carried out by individual or collaboration. This program is not a scholarship fellowship, which means undergraduate student cannot apply, but master or above. This is not a grant for application of research result alone, which means we would like you to conduct whole research, okay? Not just a part of research. Again, any research project, but there are 3 not eligible projects. They are research for profit making. Contracted research project for the third party, and research project which has been already substantially completed. So they are not eligible. Okay? Qualification applicant. Researcher of Asian nationality, non-Japanese, of course including Malaysian, Indonesian, anybody but Asian. Researcher who is living outside of Japan. The researcher who has a plan to stay in Japan for more than 6 months in the research period, which starts next April. As a student or visiting professor, etc., is requested to decline the application in that period. Because once you return to your own country, you can apply. Application language, English or Japanese. Expenses covered by the grant. I think it's all domestic, overseas, communication, courier, rental, procurement of goods, printing, publication of research results, etc., etc. But not for applicant and or collaborators. fiscal year 2015 programs, application period September 1st, October 31st, 2 months. But please take a note, this is proposal, hard copy, proposal, arrival based in our port office. So in our experience, you need to send your proposal by middle of October or even latest, at least 1 week prior to end of October 31st by courier, such as Federal Express, EMS, so that you can find out the status of your courier. 1 year. So you need to apply this period in your application sheet. Grant amount per project. We don't tell you how much we can provide you for your research, but you need to ask us how much you need based on your plan. There is items you need to tell us how much you need by each line items, which I will show you later on. By Japanese yen or US dollar. And such a kind of request will be decided upon screening by the selection committee. But taking example, last year, the smallest one was 400,000 Japanese yen. The biggest one was 1.2 billion. Let's see, 400,000 is about 13,000 ringgit. And 1.2 million is about 40,000 Malaysian ringgit. So smallest one is about 13,000 per project 1 year, last year. And the biggest one was 40,000 Malaysian ringgit last year. But there is our internal regulation. The maximum amount per project is about 2 million Japanese yen, which is about 70,000 ringgit per project per year. Total budget for 2015 is about 50 million Japanese yen for Japan-related research project. This chart shows number of application hours by country. From 91 to last year, we have received 5,701 applications and could provide 1,274 hours so far. So it's about 1 out of 5. I can see 5 gentlemen sitting there. So mathematically, one of them could get out in the past. Now, many applications came from China, 1854, because they have big populations and big number of researchers. But last year, look at this, 103 applications came from Malaysia, which was the biggest number by countries. This chart shows number of application award history from Malaysia. So number of application from Malaysia has been increased very rapidly because I worked hard. I could provide 11 hours last year. I am expecting more excellent and bigger number of applications this year. So we could provide more better number of hours next year. This chart shows top institute and university in Malaysia by number of application grants. Like she explained before, USM sent us 35 applications and got 6 hours. But this is by nationality based. This is all Malaysians. In addition to this, they have 2 Indonesians sent us application. So total 37, and one of them, Indonesian, got out. So they sent 37 application to us and got 7 out by university. And foreign to USM, UKM, and the UN, UTAL, and Monash sending us many applications. So I would like to expect many excellent applications from UKM this year. By the way, there is no allocation to any countries, no allocation to any institutions and university. The committee takes by contents proposal itself. This chart shows number of application and hour by aging group. We don't focus to any aging group, so we have received under his her 30 and above his her 61 in the past. But many applications came from this range of aging group. But again, it's widely open from young to young at heart. Notes on the application form. You can read these later on in our guideline, in our home pages. But I would like to here mention 2 things. Please do not forget to place your original signature on your page 1, on your application. And also, don't forget 1 letter of recommendations. It should come from with your applications. If not, if missing these 2, your application will be invalid. So please do not forget these 2. This chart shows a category for applicable expenses. Again, almost everything. Let's see. Transportation for domestic, overseas, accommodation for both domestic, overseas, and communication, and transportation goods, and let's see, remuneration for your assistant operator, and printing, copying, and also procurement of goods, and rental of goods, and meeting, etc., etc. Anything. But there are 4 items which is not applicable. They are remuneration for applicant and or his collaborators. No labor fee for applicant, neither collaborators. And administration expenses, so-called overhead. And expenses for general purpose equipment such as PC, server, camera, voice recorders. But of course, you can buy specific softwares for your research and plug in your PC or servers. And no food, no beverages. And airfare must be no more than economy class, so no first class. Fiscal year 2015 scheduling. Application period, September 1st to October 31st, 2 months. In our Tokyo office, arrival days. Evaluation, November to beginning of February next year. 2 stages. Decision making at Board of Director begin March. This year it was March 6th, and we have planned almost same day next year. Notification to applicant middle March, but actually we sent email to successful applicant on the same day as DOD date. So if you are successful, you will be notified by email very early in the March, beginning of the March. And if not, you will be notified by airmail. So in either way, you will be notified by email and or airmail. Agreement. We will get into agreement end of March to April. We enter agreement to make sure, for example, intellectual property belongs to Africa, not Sumitomo Foundation. Okay? And you have a kind of obligation to send us financial and completion report later on. Okay? So agreement is very simple, just one piece of paper. So after getting into agreement, we make payment to your personal account by Japanese yen, $1, which will be end of March to April. So since we make payment by April, we are expecting you to start your research April next year, 2016. And since this is a one-year project, completion of research will be March 2017 to March, even extension with extension March 2018. And we are asking everybody to send us both completion and financial report within 3 months after completion of your report. So that will be June 2017 at earliest, or June 2018 at latest. This is basically scheduling of fiscal year 2015. And after looking at these reports, many people asked me what it looks like. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is our completion report, 2 pages only. So it is not necessary to send us this big report. Okay? Just 2-page report. You don't need to tell us what you did or how you did, but we would like to know what you find out through your 1-year project, research project, what you confirmed, what you reconfirmed through your 1-year research. Within 400 to 500 English words. So very simple. Page 2, we also would like to know publication of research result reviewers, verbal presentation, thesis, book. These are not our request, but if there is any, we would like to know, okay? Including the plan. And if you did these, we would like 1 copy of these. So please send 1 copy to us. And also, we would like you to tell these research project has been financially supported by Sumitomo Foundation. That is the request of ours. Now, financial report. This is very simple. Only 1 piece of paper as well. We would like to know by 7 categories, which I showed you here, like transportation, domestic, how much you spend for this line items against your budget and the balance. And accommodation for domestic, how much you spend against your budget, balance. 7 items only. And we would like you to concentrate for your research during this 1 year, or longest 2 years. We don't request any vouchers and we don't request any receipt. So you need to concentrate your research. But please take a note how much you spend for transportation. Maybe you take a bus, maybe you take a subway, maybe you take a trip by aircraft. And make summary of these by 7 items. Honestly. By the way, I forgot to tell you, there is no mid-term report, there is no quarterly report, only one report, okay, at the end of your research. We have two home pages. One is written in Japanese and one is written in English. There are many information. Application form for download and also application guide, instruction sheet, and past hours information includes team, name of grantee, completion report of last more than 10 years. So please go to our home page and look at the details to develop your applications. I think there are sufficient information inside of our home page. But if you have any questions, please send us email to this email address. By the way, I will drop this copy to her. So if you need, maybe you can ask her to have a copy of these. So if you have any question, please send us email prior to September 1st. If it's after September 1st, we start the collection of your application, so we cannot make answer to your question. So please go to our home page and develop your application. And if there is any question, send us email prior to September 1st. And taking this opportunity, I would like to show you granted research themes titled by certain groups from Mendy last year, fiscal year 2015, for your reference only. Because many people asked me, what is a theme? And you say any theme, but what this looks like. I say this is a point of view because I bind it by my point of view. Any, but these are also one of the granted themes by Japan related. Agriculture, fishery, architect. By the way, you can see these themes awarded last year on your green paper on back side. And also you can find out these in our homepage as well. Culture. One came from Malaysia. She works at Australia. Economy. One came from Malaysia. Then came from USA. Disaster. One disaster recovery. One came from Malaysia. Engineering. Environment. This came from UPSI. Gender. Gender is very important for everybody, I think. Well, okay. Halal food. These days, it's a very popular item. We Japanese need to understand these two. Health and living, very important to everybody. History, one came from Malaysia, Tung Abdul Rahman. Language, literature, medical care. Two came from Malaysia, these are very important too. One came from USA, one came from University of Malaysia, Sarawak. She came to our office too, Tokyo Institute, to make a research. Terima kasih. But beyond this, I have some other additional information just for your reference only. Again, I am not a committee member, but has been worked with them. So I have some recommendation when you prepare applications. But no blame. Okay? let's see, information requested in the application. There are 7 items you need to tell through your applications. Now, subject, theme of research project. This is very important, I think, because this is not a project to evaluate the research result, but committee need to evaluate what you will conduct the research. So please consider your research area with these issues, items. Talking about importance of your research project, whether it is frontier or newly developed area, contribution to learning, other researchers, expansion of research convenience, talking about necessity and significance, improvement by your research, academic, social life, originality, uniqueness, and different standing point. Again, these are not requested, but I think it's very nice if you can include some of these to your application. Second, research field, academic achievement. You need to tell relation between the subject and the past academic achievement years, last 5 years. So basically, research subject should not be apart from your research area. And the concept of a research project, motivation leading to research project, significance of the research project, comparison between this research and other domestic foreign projects. So 10 significance comparison differences with our present research. Okay? So please check present research, which is similar to yours. Fourth, methodology of research project. You need to tell reason for choosing this methodology. Major research materials to be investigated. If you plan to visit Japan, name of institution, university, researchers, if there is any. So 10 excellent plan include advantage, achievement of methodology, role of Japanese university, each collaborator, if there is any. These are not necessary, but if there is any, it is better to tell. Expected result of research project. So tell positive influence by your research project. Image, the outcome of your research. Verbal presentation, publication, contribution to learning, contribution to other research, contribution to social life, including suggestion to government, suggestion to local government. Research project schedule. This is not a 5 years research, not a 10 years, just 1 year. So 10 very specific, steadily scheduling, complete within 1 year. The line item to apply to that amount. Select N or US dollar based on your plan. That means, which means, for example, if you have a plan to visit Japan, more than or about 5 months, you may need to select Japanese N. But if you have no plan to visit Japan or visit very short, and if you would like to visit Korea or Indonesia, you may need to consider to select US dollar. So it's only up to your plan. And check your cost carefully, because these days, through internet, you can find out these costs very easy. For example, accommodation in downtown in Kyoto city, you can find out how much cost they charge you. So develop your applied grant amount through internet carefully. Recommendation letter. Recommendation letter is also very important, because the evaluation committee is looking at the recommendation letter as well. Some recommendation letter is very general, says this is very great researcher, so I would like to recommend her or him to Sumitomo Foundation. I know him 10 years, I know her 5 years, or something like that. It's okay, but it does not support your application well. So I would like to recommend you to make it very specific, such as specific reason why this research project, why this research, and also expectation, image, outcome of this research. You don't make recommendation letters, but your supervisors make recommendation letter. So please discuss with your supervisor, or consult him or her carefully, and make very specific recommendation letter, which should support your application. Okay? So thank you very much. 手に任しありがとうございました。Already graduated from university.
Master's degree.
Yes, of course, it's applicable. Yes. If it's student, it must be master or above. And once you start working, you are applicable if you graduate college from university. They graduate university or college, right? They might pick up.
They are not an academic staff, but they assist the academic staff in running some of the research. So they are applicable.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any specific themes or scope that you are studying is this agriculture or education? Any specific theme that you are
No, anything. And no priorities.
Another question. If I have our research center has a research officer who's already studying in Japan, can she apply for this foundation?
If she stay in Japan more than 6 months in research period which starts next April, then she cannot apply. And once she returns to Malaysia, of course she can. During that period, no.
what are the typical errors or mistakes made by applicants that actually make it rejected? Common mistake.
I think many even applications which did not make success pretty much good, but because of the competition, because of the budget limitation of hours, we have to select top some applications. So most of the application has no mistake. Applicable.
Group is a Malaysian group or there's like somebody from Japan?
It's up to you. You can collaborate with inside this university or across the university or across the country. In any way, you can do necessary collaboration. Including Japan, or maybe including Indonesia, maybe including America.
One more question, please. There's I'm a lecturer. Who will give me the recommendation letter? Our team or head?
It is not subject whether he is high position or not. But it is necessary recommendation should be came from academic who has academic background. Preferably same background as your academic area.
Thank you very much.
My name is Mohammed Raj. I come from Faculty of Economics and Management, and I'm doing research on international business and export SMEs. So I'm interested to do research on comparative study between Malaysia and Japanese SMEs. So in my case, let's say I want to collect data from the Japanese SMEs. So will you or Sumitomo going to provide support in terms of collecting data from the SMEs?
What we, Sumitomo Foundation, can do for you is support financially, and also what we can do is issue free credit for your visa. So that's all we can do.
Not the data collection.
No,
Not the data collection.
not the data collections.
Because in the context of SMEs, our difficulties is to get support from the legal support from authority, means that in the form of a letter, so they will most likely, or agency or SMEs to respond to the research is much better than without the support.
I understand it, but I'm sorry, we cannot provide any support to any specific particular group or persons.
And the last one is, you mentioned for the maximum is 70,000. If that is justifications that we need more than 70,000, can we apply?
You can apply, but I'm just telling you there is some internal regulations. So there is a high possibility to be reduced.
Any more questions? Yeah.
I have two questions. First is one applicant can send how many applications? And second is, can you use the grant to repair instruments?
First, in every year, one only. Yes, it is for research, yes.
Just now, okay. Only one application for individual. And then you can use the grant money to repair your instrument, but only it's for the research.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, we will have an intermission now. We've got two previous grant winners of this grant. We have Dr. Mariati here, and we've got Dr. Manisa. Can the two of you come and sit here so that you can probably talk to us about what you did that made your grant successful, your proposal successful, and yeah. Dr. Mariati and Dr. Manisa?
Project is evaluation of medication error management, a comparative study between Japan and Malaysia hospital. That is my title. I received 6,500 US dollar. I'm still converting the currency. Duration is also 1 year. I think the reason why I received that grant is because of the readability of the topic, and it is mentioned by the sponsor when we received the email stating that the topic is a critical or important topic. So I suppose that is one of the reasons why it is considered to be granted. On top of that, I think, as mentioned by Mr. Ishizuka, I have done a number of related research to that topic. So I think that helps to prove that we have fundamental or some theoretical background in that research. It's not something that we have not embarked before. So I suppose that helps. And we need to actually list our previous obligations. So I think it helps that we have published in the topics to show that we have indeed have some prior background to that topic. What else? I suppose there's one section in the proposal which required applicants to state the significance of the research and the motivation for doing that. So we really need to highlight why the topic is significant, why it is current, and why it is relevant to the betterment of the society as highlighted by the foundation. I will take any questions in the audience.
Questions for Dr. Mariati? What year was it? It was awarded? It was last year, 2014. 2014. Yes, it was. Questions? Okay,
Do you have to go to Japan or is it solely Asia? So I think difference from here, when I applied that, all it says that applicants may travel to Japan. So there's no statement, requiring you to stay for 6 months or so.
Okay, now we have Dr. Manisa.
Terima kasih, Pak Ruzi. Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Saya mendapat Sumitomo fiscal year 2013 bersama dengan beberapa orang rakan daripada FDU, FDSM dan di Fakulti Pendidikan sendiri, Dr. Zanatun yang sekarang berada di Tukul. Ini bulan yang sama. Jadi tajuk saya adalah tentang the use of Japanese traditional Japanese folding paper craft origami in increasing the learning skills of children with disabilities. Jadi saya menggunakan elemen origami, which is traditional craft of the from Japan, sebagai elemen utama dalam permohonan pada grant. Kerana grant ini memerlukan Japanese related elements. Saya mendapat lebih kurang 26,000 pada masa itu, bukan harga ringgit pada masa itu. Walaupun kami memohon lebih daripada itu, tapi seperti macam FRJS sekarang ini ada special fund yang patut. Tiada mempunyai sebarang collaborator di negeri tersebut, sebab seperti mana Dr. Menanti kata, may or may not, tidak memerlukan. Kemudian mengisi borang seperti mana yang dikenaki sebetul-betulnya. So ikut sajalah dengan apa which recommendation tips given by you earlier on about how to fill in the this education from this all there. And penghantaran you cannot do it by email, you have to courier it. Tulis dalam borang yang diberi. Dan namun saya juga ada membuat dalam permohonan bajet tu travelling to Japan yang akan dilakukan cukup bulan ini dengan untuk berjumpa dengan experts origami di sana. So daripada tu dari segi hasilan research output, ya, jadi sebagaimana yang dipohon juga kita perlu nyatakan sekiranya ada. Jadi misalnya papers or master students jadi dihasilkan. tempoh hanya 1 tahun. Bagi kami yang mendapat award for the fiscal 2013, dan extension period hanya 6 bulan. Berbanding as compared to the 2014 and 15, you got 1 year extension, right? And also extendable to the 2 years for specific reasons. Total 2 years, alright. Total 2 years. Itu yang berbeza lah. Pasti. Jadi satu lagi, letter of recommendation, jangan risau, ya. Kerana permohonan saya dahulu, sebenarnya saya dah buat 2 kali, sekali dah 3 kali. Satu terlepas tarikh deadline, dia pulang balik lah pun itu. Satu lagi tak dapat, dan this one yang ni dapat. Letter of recommendation, kita boleh memohon daripada timbalan yang kami berikan, kan? Bukanlah sendiri untuk ketika sekian mana yang dinyatakan oleh Mr. Syuga tadi, how long you have known this person or your research capability is significant things that you have done in your areas of study. Kalau ada apa-apa nak tanya, kita mau over to kami. Kita boleh buat jemaah isi borang. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any questions for Dr. Manisa? Yes.
Basically, we send grant money directly to each researcher's personal account.
The money goes straight into your account. But we hope Sumitomo can give us an official letter to say that the money has gone, because otherwise whatever research money they get from international bodies will not be recognized by the ministry. So we just need a letter to say yes, you have disbursed the money. Because you don't have to give it to us, but we need an official letter so that it can be deemed as something that is official by the ministry. Otherwise, we get no KPI. The money goes to your account. So we do not want the money, but we just want an official letter. That's all.
In relation to that, bagi kami yang dapat, misalnya saya dengan Dr. Zananto from Capital Application, bila mendapat ini grant tersebut, kita mendaftar sebagai grantor, memberitahu dengan surat penerimaan itu, dan beri kepada ini pegawai Social Science Research Office, dan untuk dibagikan kepada pihak ini. Dan lepas tu dia akan dapat, dan kita akan dapat grant code. Dan at the same time, Puan Siti Noraida juga telah memberitahu daftar, dan juga kalau dah dapat dalam My Grant, supaya dia boleh capture untuk grant sandungan, which is an additional 10,000 depending on eligibility.
KPM will give you extra grant sandungan to get international grants. And if Green has money, we also give you 10%. So in 2014, we gave 10% to whatever amount you receive. But this year, sorry, we don't have enough money, so we don't give the 10%. But whenever we have an allocation, legal allocation from the ministry, we do give for grant padanan. But not actually exact padanan, 10% padanan. Okay?
Prof, kalau grant padanan tu, will it be given directly to the researcher or will go to RMC again? Or yang bendahari, etc.
That one, grant sandungan, I think it goes to RMC because it's from KPM. KPT, sorry. Whatever amount, it depends. Let's say you say you get 200,000, then they'll give you more. It depends on the amount of money you get.
So that 26K will go directly to the applicant, while that 10K will go to the ROC.
One question. I have collaborated with Kyoto University. If I apply for this grant, and they agree to appoint me as a visiting professor for less than 6 months, am I eligible for the grant?
Yes, yes, if it is less than 6 months from next April to March 2018.
The living expenses can be taken from this grant or no?
If you student college, no.
The grant is only for the research.
Yes. Some in or local in Japan, including views, including breakthroughs for the accommodation fee. In that case, you need to tell us, not necessarily to tell us how much is breakfast and how much is accommodation. And then you can apply including everything to accommodations.
Dr. Mariaki has got some more things to say.
When we fill up the form, please make sure that you strictly follow every single instruction that has been given to avoid any rejection. Because you have to be so meticulous to the extent that you have to follow the elimination of character, the spaces, one size, one type. Yes, meticulous, but it's worth the effort. So make sure you understand, for example, justify the significance. So only highlight what is the research, and then compare that with the previous locally based project. You really have to prove that no such research has been conducted in relation to what you are going to propose. So instruction must be followed strictly to avoid any rejection. Yes, and also in terms of Japanese concept, I also include lean management because it is originated from Japan. So I suppose maybe it also considered. But some of the titles, they don't have any, they just compare Japanese context and Japanese context.
Do you have any more questions? No? Okay, if there are no more questions, I'd like to thank Mr. Ishizuka for giving the talk about how we can apply for the grant. And I hope as many of us will try and apply. And we've got our two friends here who I'm sure will be willing to help. Maybe you can give them a copy of your proposal. Yes. Well, ask personally anyway. There is tea outside, but before that we'll take a photo. Yeah. Okay. Please give Mr. Shizuka a hand and arigato.